Right, so welcome to the season 9 Apex podcast
review.
Yeah. So first off, we're going to start with the new character Valkyrie. Obviously, it's the one you use mainly, so I'll let you.
She's fast.
Yeah.
Not as fast as some.
I think her air abilities aren't as fast as I thought it'd be.
No, but that
she doesn't move around as fast.
No, she's not a fast mover like Octane or anyone like that. But she's mainly, even in the air, like she's slower. But it's sort of obviously her powers are quite stronger in certain sense. If you can get like a rampart build up.
I think a bombardment that drops down the cluster bomb, whatever you want to call it.
It needs to be a little bit stronger.
It's not as strong as I thought it'd be.
No.
Like it's more of a slowdown than it is a damaging attack.
Yeah. It's a bit like an Arc Star.
Like say Gibraltar's bombardment that knocks people, where this no matter how many times it hit you, it would probably not knock you.
No, and because it's got that cooldown, obviously that makes it.
Yeah, but then again, it's not a main ability like it is for Gibraltar, so maybe that's how they're balancing it.
Yeah.
A usefulness in battle.
It really depends on what battle it's going to be in. Yeah. Because if you've got a rampart build up, like with all the shield and Sheila, you can still damage everything and everyone in that group, because if they're trapped in that shield,
you have to box themselves off, you go up and drop down.
So that gives you that ability, and obviously because you can't shoot in the sky, that obviously.
I think I've noticed the falling off map scenario seems to be a little bit better with her, because you can get yourself back up.
Yeah.
Like I was playing a match and Valk dropped down, but stupidly dropped down off the edge, and I could hear her trying to get up, and I thought, she's gonna die. And then next thing I know, she was in front of me, and I was like, oh, okay.
Like even a jetpack, they are quite powerful when they're coming. Obviously, they're not so powerful that you can just continuously use them.
See, my main's obviously Octane, so playing as Valk, it's weird because I double press A a lot, and obviously
you literally, when you run and jump in, you
play Valk.
It doesn't
I'm like, oh, didn't mean to do that. Which then it's noisy as well, so it gives you position away in that sense. Another problem with her is the issue of her being able to get anywhere. Like, as we've seen when you were playing, you were finding loads of little hiding spots, and I was like, as if you getting the countdown,
you'd think there'd be a cooldown or where you can stay, like when you get returned to battle.
Yeah, like I think they're going to shrink down the height of how high you can go.
That would make more sense because it's.
Yes, you could probably go higher, but if you landed on something, it should just automatically go, right, hold on a minute.
Yeah, this is not right.
This is higher than such height, because obviously she is able to get to spots. Even the countdown one, either shorten the countdown.
Yeah.
But then that would affect all the other characters who can't get away as quick. That might get caught in those areas from dropping out.
There's not actually that many characters that can get up there, because with Pathfinder, you can't always stay up. He's literally getting round a building.
Yeah,
unless jump drive's not always been the best.
Yeah, and Octane can only jump so high.
Yeah.
I think the only other person that would probably be able to try and compete would be Horizon, but even then,
you can't even.
Hers only goes so high. Because that's one thing I haven't checked to see if Valk and Horizon have the same height.
So we need to test. We're going to.
Yeah, so we might have to go in at Fine Range and see how high Valk goes compared to the rest of them.
Obviously, your ultimate, with it being able to get away, it comes in so handy.
Yeah, I thought that was a bit of a wasteful thing. I was like, it's never going to get used. But
it's the most thing we've used.
Yeah, when you use it, it's sometimes it has got us out of sticky situations. I'm like,
definitely.
But like I said, she's your main, so when I took over and tried, I cancelled it off because I didn't know what button to press. But obviously there's a timer to wait before you can actually launch.
So obviously if you get shot as well, it cancels out, and obviously if you come back out of it, it's not ready either. You have to wait another.
Yeah, no, it doesn't automatically get ready.
No, so that makes.
See, that's one thing I'd like to see with Rampart is Sheila to be. If you take Sheila away,
it should be ready.
It should be ready because you've used her. Yeah. Or if you've planted her and not actually used her, it should be able to go, right, it hasn't been used.
Definitely.
Took it away. But like you said, you've got speculation that it might be movable.
I've seen a lot of leaks, as I said, it's going to become where Sheila can be carried, which obviously, I don't know how it would work. Would they do it so it was they could only go a certain distance? Do you have a range?
Or you can't fight, you can't shoot when it's moving, you can only shoot when it's stood still.
Or maybe you can't move as fast.
Maybe like you know
So
how,
does Sheila.
like kind of how Loba's ability is only such a wide ring.
Like,
maybe you've only got a ring of movability.
Yeah, it'd probably be the size of like the first round of what were them heat things called?
But then
in season 8, then Maggie.
Oh, the Maggie when she dropped the
When-
heat rings down.
Yeah, like this should be like the first size of them because they're quite small. But
Yeah. But then it's the other problem of would it make her too powerful?
obviously, at the minute she's one of the least played legends. So obviously, they are trying to go it sort of low.
Because obviously, it's more to do with like if you stand and block yourself up and you're aiming straight
Rampart,
forward.
you've got to have a strategy and hope it works.
Yeah, like there's some parts of the maps where you can lay down, like even in arenas, you lay down your barriers, you're looking at the enemy. But then if they come behind you, like we did a few matches there where they had a rampart and we were able to get behind them and we were able to like wipe them from behind. But yeah, if the ability of being able to move that Sheila became a thing, it could become a problem where they could be aiming forwards and then be able to spin around.
Where Sheila was only available and all her shields become not working. So shields wouldn't protect her. So like
it's whatever shield she shoots through, it disappears.
Yeah.
So she's more vulnerable. Because obviously at the moment, like that is a bit of an OP situation where she's got the shield and then Sheila and I don't know if there's a distance.
Or maybe Sheila's damage may become less if she become movable. Like obviously that's a possibility.
Speaking of weapons, what about the bow check? I've tried it a bit. I think you've tried it a bit.
I've tried it a little bit. Not amazing, but
no.
It's
I've seen
people
people who are good with it are good with it, but for me, it's you've got to have that precision with it. Otherwise, it's
if you're good with snipers, you're quite good with the bow check.
Yeah, like that. The charge up and shot is damaging. Like I have been knocked by it.
Obviously, it's been nerfed.
But then it's the single shot where you can just like keep tapping. Doesn't do as much damage. It is a lot quicker, and it does scare some players. Like when they see that, like oh crap, I'll run.
Yeah.
Because all it is one good shot and they're out of the game.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's one of those that just doesn't seem to do enough damage.
It's not
like you could not use it in an arena match.
No. It's not as rapid as I thought it would have been. Like I thought you'd be like ping, ping, pinging them off.
Yeah.
But because that's not too bad. But obviously, when it's got the hop ups on, like the Jedi's tempo and the shatter caps, it just makes it.
See, do you think they should introduce what happens with that with the arrows with all the no, where you can just pick them up by running over them?
Oh.
Do you think they should bring that in for ammo? You just run over the ammo, it picks it up if you've got it. If you've got the weapon.
Could be a possibility, but
because like a lot of times you go past, you press the button, and because you move, because of when you press it and what happens on the screen sometimes differs. It's like you never picked it up.
Maybe not as if it went on the floor, like, but all the ammo that you used goes into the death box of that person. So you could take, or like maybe like 100 goes in that you can take out or something like that.
Yeah, but no, it's just like the arrows were able to just pick them back up because they've landed on the floor.
Yeah. So obviously, if you shoot someone with an arrow, their arrows go straight in the box, and you can take them. Obviously, so that's helpful because you don't actually get that many arrows in like around what you call it.
But the more it gets used, the more it will thing. So it's one of those things where it's just
if
another weapon.
You can use it, but
yeah, I've not seen any amazing things with it, and I've not used it amazingly myself. Like I say, like currently, I said that like the Spitfire was one of my favourites. It's now not so much.
No.
Just because of the mag size, it's just easier. Like you make them run because about wait for his mag to run out. The Vault was another one, which now I'm starting to like in arenas. It's no good. Like the R99 feels absolutely terrible, even in Battle Royale now. It's just you need it to be fully maxed out to be able to enjoy. Because
everything's been so made around the same, so it's not too overpowerful. You still need that overpowerful weapon, that odd weapon.
So I like going on to weapons. It's like the battle pass, like the challenges, the weekly challenges. Always seems to be shotguns. Currently, there doesn't seem to be any
LMGs or
it doesn't seem to
snipers
be.
And shotguns.
I'd like it if it was able to make you play with weapons you never would play with. because then you get more of a wide variety.
See, I've had pistol challenges where I've got to get knocks and damage with pistols in arenas and Battle Royale, but
one of those things like you usually use a pistol at the beginning of the match until you get some weapons.
Yeah.
But like for instance, like the bow check, like there should be challenges for the weapons they're bringing in. Like, oh, now you've got to do a challenge with this bow check because obviously we want you to get used to it and enjoy it.
Even if it was like pick up the bow check 5 times in a game, like something like that, because it'd make you like.
It'd make you pick it up, but then you could just drop it. It'd be like something like. Obviously, the developers sit there and they test out these challenges to make sure they're doable.
Yeah. Well, sometimes shotgun ones that take forever.
Well, they would work. It's just obviously that arena one where you got 30 knockdowns.
Oh.
You have to be spot on with it.
Like I used the bow check in artillery. Not artillery. Oh my god, what is the name?
So the new one that's just come back
No, the
out.
old one that's been taken away. The one in Kingston.
Yeah, artillery.
Is that artillery?
Yeah, you had it right the first time.
Oh. Right, so that one, I used the ball check in that one because that was like obviously you had higher points in the map, so we would get higher and we would use it. Because obviously when they were using the zip lines, you were pinging them off this. Because you basically knew in that map where everyone's gonna go. Like, even though it was so big.
Yeah, I feel with artillery was one of those ones where it is big enough. The ring does move slightly a bit more, but the one with Mirage's party boat, that's literally either the party boat or the buildings on the other side. Yeah. It's like, in the party boat side, it's just annoying.
I'd like to see it introduced into Battle Royale as well, because it's also a bit like a practice for you in Battle Royale, so like introduce that area in. Because obviously, like what I was saying, it's like obviously the map that wasn't in rotation that season, they should have just put different locations and points of that map into arenas, so you're obviously still getting that feel of that map.
Yeah.
Obviously that.
So you basically like have it like so the last ring of that map.
Yeah.
Type thing, yeah.
So like Oxane's Gauntlet, like Classic Treatment, Crypto's Map Room. Obviously that'd have been a bit harder, but.
But obviously you came in season 5?
5, 6.
So you've missed out on obviously Kings Canyon back in the old days. Yeah. I think you missed. Did you do the Halloween one? I think you missed the Halloween one as well, didn't you?
I was probably on, but obviously not as much. Obviously.
Yeah. So you missed out on the Halloween one, which was basically like the old style map, but in darkness. So
I've seen videos and stuff on YouTube.
That's what I mean. Like, we're gonna get onto the fact of like how, like onto the comics and that in a second, but. Obviously, people have said that this battle pass isn't as good as the rest, which I
wouldn't admit. I preferred last season's battle pass. Not gonna lie, compared to this season.
Yeah, but it's one of those things. It's good, but it's not. There's nothing really like jumps out at you.
I think stands out to go. Ooh, I'm definitely gonna buy the premium battle pass because of that.
Yeah, it is a bit of a.
Because you're getting your coins back.
I think it's like any game that has a battle pass, it's literally like, or a season pass, it's literally just cosmetics and weapon skins and all this. But, like, they've come out and said, because obviously people have kicked off that, and why is your pricing so high? Like, it's extortionate for what you charge. But obviously they've got to remember it's
a free game.
They're thinking Fortnite, where Epic have literally thrown everything at it and they're boxing things off. They're spending crap loads of money, but that's Epic. They own Unreal Engine. They've got their own game store. They've got that game. They've got other games. Like they're raking the money, so they've got the resources to go right. Fortnite, here you go. Because when was the last time Epic made an actual game? Because Fortnite is their moneymaker, so they're gonna throw everything they've got.
Because they had literally skins and skins and skins. People were buying
skins.
Like the big thing was V-Bucks. Like everything. Yeah. Everyone was like. But you do like when you go to a shop, you see V-Bucks on stand, but you don't see Apex coins as often.
Because obviously Apex is a smaller team with inside Respawn, which which is pulling out like Star Wars, possible Titanfall 3, which everyone's hoping for. Then obviously they've got this Indiana Jones one they're doing. So, like, they only have a little team that's keeping an eye on Apex, and obviously they've come out and said they're not going to work the team to death just to keep up with, like, Fortnite and that. So if you don't want a game where it's going to constantly be updated with like loads of cool stuff, then Apex isn't.
So I think the way it works obviously is like 90 days in a season. Obviously that gives you 3 months. Obviously you got a new character, get a new weapon, and you get in-game events as well, which obviously keep it
fresh, but not as fresh as the competition. But
because like games like Fortnite and stuff like that, they had an event every single week.
Yeah,
like, it was something different. Like they had
like they've got the money to go right. We're gonna pay FIFA for the licensing. We're gonna pay Marvel to get the Marvel characters in. We're gonna get like John Wick in. It's like Activision have kind of doing that with Call of Duty now. They're going and getting the faces that everyone knows. Like they're doing an 80s theme now where it's like you get players, Rambo and all that. Apex have nothing like that, but that's mainly, I think, because Apex are trying to stay grounded within their own law. They don't want to open up to like go, no, we're going to get this current like big name in to like spruce it up a bit, and like they've said, they're not going to work there.
It shows that obviously they're not bothered about having the big names. They just want to be known for themselves.
Yeah, it's like they don't have a team that can just sit and bosh it out. Like they don't want to overwork them, and like they said, like although we might look at the skins and go, oh, there's going to be someone out there that likes it, and not everyone is going to be like wanting the skins, and it make people who do buy it still keep the game free for us.
Yeah, obviously like the new Valk skin, obviously the Birthright skin. Like I bought that because I liked Valk. I thought it looked a nice skin, so I was like I'm buying it. And obviously the backstory of it as well obviously links to Titanfall.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like everyone's going on about how Valk's the first Titanfall character to like have a backstory.
Yeah, obviously about her dad.
Which it is like in Titanfall 2 you never meet Viper. You never see his face. So this is the first time you see someone, and then you see you see the Titan, you're like, oh yeah, it's North Star. That's the Titan from the story of Titanfall 2. Where Octane was probably the first one. Let me think this through properly. Yeah, other than Bangalore, who is a soldier for the IMC. Yeah, she didn't have any backstory within Titanfall itself. She just was a character that was a grunt.
Yeah.
But then you've got Octane, who ran the gauntlet and used grenades to blow his legs off, which is an homage to the people who found a way to speedrun the gauntlet by throwing grenades in the gauntlet. So yeah, so she is kind of the main one that has a backstory, who follows on the backstory of it. But there has been other characters that have attached themselves to the Titanfall lore.
Yeah.
But what is that? What we're on next? Arenas, yeah.
So like we've talked about arenas, like it's a new fun game mode that.
Yeah,
it's really good.
It's what's saving this season, I think. Because obviously, if it was just battle pass,
it was dry.
Yeah, it was good. Like you go in, do some kills, da 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 da.
It was more like a little bit of practice as well. So prepared you for battle royale events.
Yeah, like you do some battle royale.
So it's like practicing for the finale, basically.
Yeah,
you're just doing it like
you get your battle royale. You just do some matches, and then you're like, right, should we jump on another game? And then you'll go back to it. Like it is one of those games that I just keep going back to. I'm like I get angry with it, and I'm like, nah, I'm gonna go on something else. And then within an hour, I'm like, I'll go back on it.
It's like when I go to Battle Royale now, I don't like Battle Royale. I prefer arenas. Like I'll avoid Battle Royale if I can. Like all my weekly challenges and stuff are for Battle Royale. All my arena ones are completed like as soon as I get them.
Yeah, just arenas is a lot more fast paced. It's like down in. I think arenas is more akin to the old style multiplayer games of like deathmatch, last team standing type thing. It's like it is literally like.
But they've made it their own.
You've got your weapons. Yeah, they've took the best of both worlds and built them together. Where you don't start with a weapon. You've got to like buy the weapon. Like the
crafting metals and stuff. So another thing that obviously with Rampart, obviously crafting metals were in her season when they come in, like the replicators. So obviously I do think Rampart in arenas should maybe get 100 more for her team if you play a Rampart. So just to give Rampart like that little extra buff type thing.
Oh yeah, sorry, if you play
Rampart. If you play Rampart...
It's like that challenge I did with the grenades.
Like, but if you play as Fuse for this challenge with the grenades, you're gonna get more.
You get more grenades for your so like
that'd make more sense for a Rampart to have it better. With like Lifeline, if she gets as soon as she gets that gold backpack.
It's just a nightmare.
That's just like the best, isn't it?
I think that's why if there's a Lifeline on your own team, you go for the kill because otherwise, Lifeline gets back to them. You don't know if they've bought the backpack.
Because obviously it doesn't even show if they're knocked. Unless they're eliminated, they go grey.
Yeah, so you don't even have to be picked back up or anything. So
there's been instances where we've like, they're all down, because like, this person, it's not finished.
Why is it not finished? Yeah. And then you just see someone around and then you get
crap. Kills.
Yeah. But Arena's gameplay, like you say, is decent.
It's really good, and like everyone's saying about ranked.
Yeah, ranked would. I think that's what Arenas is. I think Arenas is a taste for people, and then it's going to be the ranked. I think Arenas would be easier to have as a esports than the battle royale side of things because it's easier to maintain and it might be more fun to watch.
Yeah.
So I don't watch esports really, but obviously there's people out there that really enjoy it. So I don't know if that's true that it would be more fun to watch than 100 people going at it, or 60 in the case of Apex. But another thing is duos.
What ranked? Arenas.
Yeah, like we said, would duos work?
There's been instances where we've lost a team member and we've been able to win, even 3 people as a 2. Even when the teams have been, obviously they're not always being balanced, so sometimes you'll be with really low levels and sometimes with really high levels, and we're like, hang on, because when we first played, like, we were like, oh, it's really easy this.
Yeah, we were getting really, we were getting teams with really low-level players, or people like that. From another, it looked like they were from another region.
Yeah, like they weren't all English names, which obviously in the certain in the time zone thing when you load.
But then you go against a really low level in the wiper, and you're like, I don't know how you doing that. So are they starting your count up? And
I've seen a lot of YouTubers in Apex.
Yeah, a lot of people
who have starting from level 1 and they've been able to get 15 kills in 15 kills in arenas in Battle Royale because they start from 1 and you're like, hang on, that's not right. But obviously they're leveled straight up because they're getting that because they've started again and it's fresh.
Yeah, because they start again, so they go against the low levels, but
they've had all the practice against the higher levels.
That they just wipe the floor with them. They get about a game or 2 of that, and then they get put with higher tiers. Yeah. Because it's like, oh man, you're playing better than the low tiers. But going back, like how you said you wanted the map that wasn't in circulation to be split into an arena map. What areas would you like to see mapped? So
Octane's Gauntlet, Marketplace, maybe Runoff.
I think Marketplace might be too small. That could be those maps could be a duo map.
Maybe
they could separate arenas into trios, duos, and have duo style maps where the map's smaller, so it's a lot more of an attack. Because obviously the smaller are, but they could be smaller.
Repulsor, Map Room. Obviously, Repulsor's a bigger one.
Yeah, a bigger map.
So that'd be trios.
Yeah.
Obviously, Crypto's Map Room, that is still big, but it could work for both.
Yeah, it's a lot more close combat style, so that might make people use shotguns and other things like that.
I think caustic treatment would be too big. I think because it's got a lot more
opened areas.
Yeah, there's
I know we're all complaining about Thermal Station at the moment, with the centre being the part where everyone goes into, hides in.
And it's not very equal around the outside, so obviously that's...
Yeah, it's not. Obviously when the maps were built, they weren't built to be symmetrical.
Yeah.
And you feel it, one squad can get to one place quicker than the other. Bunker down, if you were Rampart, for instance, you could get to one area, get your shields down, bunkered in. That Thermal Station, for instance, shot them at the doors, open the doors up, plant Sheila.
You don't, aren't you?
Yeah.
There's literally no way of avoiding, obviously getting attacked or anything.
Because obviously you could have one stood with shield about one door and the other two stood
around the other side.
And if the ring closes in on that area, they've got
guarantee
win. Because either you're going to die trying to get in, or
so die to no heat shields or anything in arenas, is there?
No.
Because obviously you can't even get Phoenix kits.
But another thing that annoys me with arenas is your abilities get took off you, but your passives don't. So obviously Octane can run faster still.
Valkyrie is so in arenas, obviously because her passive is flying.
Yeah, she can still fly, and she can still bombard.
Yeah.
Where everyone else doesn't have that kind of ability. Like, Horizon can still lift herself up into the sky.
Because the passive abilities, like Pathfinder, he's a recon character. Obviously, so
some of the abilities just
don't work.
Are pointless. Like Valkyrie's top one where it launches in the sky. Who's going to use that in arenas? Like, I've seen it being used in arenas in artillery to get back to the ring quicker. But she got wiped because you knew where she went.
It's that trail as well, isn't it? Obviously, that like a upward skydive, whatever you call it. Obviously, like you say, it's so powerful, but in arenas, it's just like. And I think a lot of in arenas, everything's overpriced. A lot of things need repricing. Yeah. Like the wingman costs more than the vault.
Yeah, and why is the flatline the same price as the Spitfire? But why is the R301
more expensive than the Spitfire?
You can't get an R301 straight into the game.
No. That's 600, the Spitfire's 500.
550 for the Spitfire, 550 for the flatline. It's like, one's an LMG, one's an assault rifle,
So I've seen a lot of lifelines now getting the gold backpack, a care package, and waiting for see if a good weapon comes for them. Yeah, which is obviously just luck, but.
But like I said, you could literally play as lifeline. You wouldn't even need to fight if you had that gold backpack. You'd literally just run around and pick your teammates up, and they'd do all the work for you, because you'd literally just be picking them up. I think that one thing would have messed up with arenas would if her shield was still there. Because a lot of times in arenas I've been like, I wish the shield was here, because obviously I'd have been picked up and I'd have been able to just fight on.
Do you reckon that's why they've done it? Do you reckon
I think it was more to do with the backlash of the community saying it's no good, it's annoying, long distance it is annoying. Close distance, not so much, because you can get past it and kill them before. Because Lifeline's going to either run away, because obviously she's been getting shot as she tries to run to you, or she's strong enough.
She is the main character you aim for. If there's a lifeline in a team, you will aim for the lifeline.
Yeah, you get the lifeline down.
Yeah.
But another character that's annoying in arenas is Bloodhound.
Because he can scan straight away. So it's obviously there's no cooldown.
Yeah, he literally just catches you.
He's scanning you, you can't go anywhere.
Yeah, he's got you. It's like, well, I've been picked up. They know where I am. So no matter if you turn the other way, they're going to go, right, we'll go that way, because he's turned that way. We know that he's gone on his own, or there's only two of them. All three of them can push. Crypto isn't as annoying, but could be with his drone. If you don't get his drone out, another character that has his main ability.
Every time we go into arenas match, he's always got his drone out, and it probably annoys me because we'll run to try and get to a place, and by the time he's finished on his drone, we're down.
Yeah, it's
there's three of them on.
As a team with a crypto, but as a team going against the crypto, if they're playing all together, they'll hang back, let him fly his drone off, find out where you are, leave his drone above, and then they'll push. Like when I was playing crypto, that's what we were doing. We were getting the drone high enough to ping them off, and then but not enough for them to be able to shoot. Or if they were shooting it, it meant the other two team squads had more chance to go in and wipe them, because we're too concentrated on trying to get rid of this drone. Yeah. But obviously Season 9 was the biggest season they've done with a new game mode and all that at launch, which meant, obviously, they got more players.
But do you reckon that's why the Battle Pass is not so as...
Possibly, but then also they've got more players in, which do you think a computer caused the server issues
when they first
had?
Yeah.
Because I say, that was the worst it's been.
Yeah.
But
But do you think that was because it was so big?
Yeah, because they had so many extra people trying to get in, as well as the normal people, as well as people returning after a few.
I was on Twitch and there was over 100,000 people streaming Apex, and every single person was literally just showing them saying at the bottom saying, please contact EA, blah blah blah. And it was because obviously...
Yeah, they couldn't get in. If you could get in, you'd lost everything.
Yeah, because there was times where...
But it was a good way to test Valkyrie without buying her, because you could get into the firing range, get her straight away for about 10 seconds, use her abilities, and be like, oh yeah.
She's actually alright, and then it put you as Gibraltar or something, and you were stuck as him because you couldn't change your legend.
Yeah. Or you'd go as a legend that you'd unlocked, go in, and then it would take it off you, and you'd be like,
Yeah. It's all your coins in the corners and everything.
Yeah, everything went wiped.
Some people got minus 99.
Yeah.
Minus 999.
Yeah.
And then I got 0. I was like, this doesn't make sense.
Like the servers just died, but I think that's a problem with EA constantly. Is EA's always had a bad server issues.
But do you reckon, obviously, with it, it's a bit of like, obviously not planned, but it's prepared them for season 10 if it obviously had been
hopefully
a bigger season than all what they're expecting.
Hopefully, because I think EA have realised that this is their money machine, and hopefully they'll be like, we need to put more servers online ready for
So as soon as that
start.
server issue out, the amount of memes that were like, it showed you a picture of a PC thing with a fan on, and I was like, just this is EA servers currently.
Yeah, which is quite right. It is a bad time for EA's. Like EA's always had bad servers, but
obviously at the start of the season, every single person, even if they haven't played for like a month last season, they've literally everyone's back for the first.
Everyone's
season.
back for the first.
Everyone's fresh.
Wants to see what goes on, what's new at the map, which is another thing. Is the map like? What do you think of the map change?
It's not that big of it's not that big of a change.
No,
like
I said, I think they put more effort into arenas this season. Everything else kind of just had a little tweak.
Definitely, but I think the best thing in Olympus, what they could do, is so it changes over time. So obviously, things extend.
Yeah, it could. It's roots, isn't it? The roots could have.
The roots would have grown. Like the blossom trees are still blossoming. Like they're not no blossom on the trees. Like to make it look like they've had a storm or.
Yeah, but what about dedicated servers?
Could help, obviously.
Well, that's what they're bringing in, aren't they? Like obviously, because currently that's what they use for the esports. They have a server where everyone is able to just go in to that server, you get a code to type in, and you get into that server. Like I have noticed that's an option in the top on the game now. You can click it, but you can't create your own one. You can only enter someone's if you've got the code.
So I meant bringing it so you can create your own custom matches and stuff like that.
Yeah, so you can because I've seen people creating
they've made their own competitions.
Races
Yeah. Because obviously they're being able to control what's happening in that game, so everyone's listening.
They can change stuff, so you can't thingy it.
But I'm sure I've seen that obviously that if you do a custom server, you can't get any statistics from it, which obviously makes sense because you could have literally someone stood there saying, "Everyone in this game, if you stand there, I'm going to kill you. You've all got a level lifeline on your team." And literally respawn you and stuff like that, because obviously but I think it's good because you get more damage and stuff. It's good if they don't make them statistics go onto your account.
So you came in season 5,
so end
5 seasons,
end in season 5, beginning of Rampart.
So did you get to play the PvE modes? If you missed out on the nighttime King's Canyon, I'm assuming you never. But that's something I'd want to see come back, because obviously the comics are enjoyable. Yeah. Like it is good. Like I look forward to the comics coming in and seeing what's happening.
It's like one of them weekly things that when our phones are messaging you, but what's happening in the comic this week?
Yeah.
Who's dead?
But I preferred it when Loba first came in and she got you to go to King's Canyon at night.
Yeah.
Go kill some. Obviously, it was a repetitive thing because all you were going against. Because at first I thought you were going to go against people, but I said not real people, but obviously like AI, kind of like how you had grunts in Titanfall. But it turned out it was just animals.
But which is what, Bloodhounds.
Yeah, basically them in Bloodhounds, the Prowlers. It was just you against Prowlers, but it was Revenant's alter person who would like bring them back after they died to go after you once you planted. Once you planted the thing to dig out for the artifact. Which I wish they'd bring back, because that was like another thing that added on to the.
Would you reckon maybe custom servers you could choose what happens in make your own, not your own season, but your own game. So you got choices of what you can go back to the original King's Canyon map when it first launched. Would they ever do that, or would it be too big?
I don't know, because with dedicated servers it shouldn't be too hard, because obviously then you'd be like, right, what we're doing is we're going to get everyone. Going to get 60 players, we're going to go back to the original map, but that's up to Respawn if they launch the original map back.
Because what could they do it like where you have an option to go into a game where it's like you can play season 1 again, play season 2 again for the original season 3, blah blah blah, go back to that season.
Yeah, because it is a bit thingy that if people come in and late on in this season, you missed out on quite a lot. You missed out on a lot of the old style maps. Like you go in and you're like. For instance, Alyssa loves King's Canyon.
Yeah. It's my favourite map.
Hates World's Edge.
Yeah.
Loves King. Well, no, she didn't love King's Canyon.
No,
she loved Olympus.
Olympus
but she missed out King's Canyon.
Yeah.
But then we got King's Canyon. She enjoyed it, but it wasn't as good as Olympus. So obviously she never started with King's Canyon and worked her way through.
See, I really like King's
Canyon. You came
Canyon.
in at World's Edge.
The World's Edge was season 2. Crypto, wasn't it?
No. What was World's Edge?
World's Edge was Crypto, wasn't it? Oh, fuck.
I don't know when World's Edge came in. No, because Crypto had fried King's Canyon. So it must have been season 3 or 4 World's Edge came out.
Edge. Season. Let's have a look. Season 3. It was season 3.
So you had World's Edge and King's Canyon, didn't you? Because Olympus came out
season 7. Horizon launch.
Yeah, so you did enjoy both maps, where obviously when Alyssa started playing, she had Olympus. So like she enjoyed Olympus more. So obviously every time I play, it's like, oh, let me know when Olympus is on, I'll come join.
Yeah. See, if I could choose out of obviously certain maps, obviously I would prefer to play King's Canyon, not World's Edge.
Yeah.
But that's probably just because I've played King's Canyon more.
But I think most people would probably say King's Canyon because World's Edge was a big change and it was
a bigger map as well. I like King's Canyon because it's obviously not too big, but it's obviously not. It's still not.
It's a big map. But there's a lot of hotspots where people go mainly. Where with King's Canyon, there was less of them, so there was more chance of a fight. Where like I've been on World's Edge, like we've been on World's Edge, we've went around the full map, got down to like the last 2 without seeing a single team.
Definitely.
And then getting wiped because like we just like the map was that big. So like either bring more people into the servers, or because obviously as
a bigger map more.
As the consoles are getting more powerful, they should be able to hold more. Because at the time, obviously, it was the Xbox One. It wasn't designed to be able to hold. Xbox One, PlayStation 4 couldn't survive with that many people on the screen. The frame rate would take a hit.
See, PC, if it was only a PC game, they'd have had it all
100
before.
But then you see game. But then your argument back would be, why is it that
PC can have
Warzone can have 150? But it's just one of those things. Yeah, but then it's your argument back to that would be because Warzone uses a up-to-date engine, where Apex uses an out-of-date engine that no longer is in use. They've tweaked it, which, credit to Respawn, that is a decent-looking game, considering it's running on an engine that Titanfall started on. But I would like them to bring back the PvE.
Like obviously we were talking about comics before. Obviously you have to go to Twitter to find out an extra bit of a story. That is
it's like
I get a notification like it's a few days after. I'm like, oh, what's happening? I may as well just wait till the Tuesday, and I get a few like maybe on Thursday or Wednesday.
Yeah, like when the new comic comes out, I'll just jump on Twitter and look back. Go, right, where's the comic from previous? Right, read that and then read the next comic because obviously it's like it is a bit annoying. Like if you don't. I think it's more of a ploy to get people to follow them as well.
So I know sometimes before I follow accounts, I'm not gonna lie, I literally, for a few weeks I'll be like, let's have a look at the content before following them, and then I'll follow them, because I like to see if they're as good.
But it is a bit annoying if you want to continue the law, you have to go to Twitter to...
It's not on Instagram either, is it? Or it's only Twitter?
It's only on their Twitter, yeah.
It obviously makes it... If you don't have Twitter... Like you're relying on Google, whichever when you go to Google, click on their Twitter account, it says log in before you can view, and it just becomes annoying for everyone because not everyone wants to have all them social medias literally. Because it can get annoying, obviously, if you don't.
Especially if you don't have like not many people have Twitter accounts, and a lot of people who are playing Apex will be under the age of what Twitter allows.
It's like 13, 14 Twitter.
Which isn't Apex's fault because obviously it has got an age restriction on it. It's just like people are able to get on. It's like obviously we're going to do one on GTA. Might mention this on GTA 1 as well.
Yeah.
But it's like how they went to Epic Game Store, made it free for people to download because they knew they'd get everyone who plays Fortnite, which is kids, to download GTA. Hence why GTA has so over the top stuff in it.
Like them guidance, when it says a number, I don't think it's like. I think it's more of like a parent's knowledge to go, is my child like mature enough
to be able to play
a game like that?
Yeah. So I think Apex is 16.
16, yeah.
So like technically you should only be able to play it this year. You shouldn't have played it last year.
No.
But that's more to do with the rating boards, because the game. The developers don't make the game for that age. No. They make the game and then it's the rating board go, right, with what you've put in this game, we're going to say it's this age.
But I suppose obviously they aim for a target audience, which is obviously older. Because obviously Fortnite come out and it was like childish.
Well, when Fortnite came out, it was a tower defense game, which obviously grew to what it is now, thanks to the fact that PUBG was an 18. Fortnite saw something and thought we could make this more child friendly through our Fortnite.
Yeah.
And make the money in.
And they did.
Yeah.
It was like one of them overnight things. Everyone was like, went from not knowing anything about it to
like being like, oh, it's dying, and then like, oh, have you seen this? Like, it's like you go in, you can pick up weapons and shoot each other, and it's like really fun.
Cool.
Hence why PUBG ended up trying to sue Epic, but I don't think you can sue someone over a gaming idea that literally every other game. Because like in that sense, you could say Call of Duty could sue Battlefield for having team deathmatch or having this or that. It's like it's a game mode. It's not the game itself.
Because if you've adapted it to your game, obviously that makes it your game. Like in arenas, like that's a bit like 3v3s, which obviously is a 3v3.
Yeah, there'll be other games out there that
do that. But obviously it won't be called arenas. It'll be called whatever you want to call it.
Like for instance, Knockout City is a 3v3. It's throwing dodgeballs at each other, which obviously isn't my cup of tea, unfortunately. I did try it, but it wasn't really that great. But we're kind of going off subject.
I know.
So to round off this podcast, we're going to obviously talk about our overall thoughts of like the season. Like, it's not the best. Like in Battle Pass terms, it's not the best. No. The map didn't change enough for me to like think it's like over in the corner, not really noticeable.
Yeah, it wasn't like the trailer made it look.
Oh, it looked like it made it look like the whole map was going to get infested.
I was
stuff,
like, oh my god, this looks like before they even put any images out, they literally put a purple screen, showed a little bit of, and it said infested Olympus. I was like, oh my god, it's going to be nighttime Olympus. It's like still daytime.
Yeah, it's still
I was quite gutted actually when
it's not as big as I thought it was going to be.
Oh. Obviously, when I watched people obviously go through.
If it wasn't for arenas, it probably wouldn't have been as much as it is. Like I think arenas are safe this season.
Definitely. Like even Val, she was not the most amazing thing. She's basically.
She looks like she's one of those. She is a character that seems to have stuck where Fuse kind of died off.
Yeah.
It was like everyone like
you see a Fuse every now and then.
Like Fuse's ultimate is crap. It's a load of crap. It doesn't do anything. If, like I said, it should have shrunk. I think I said this last podcast.
I think that's what I said last time.
It should shrink on them to do damage because, like, you stand there until it disappears and like sorted because no one really pushes.
Well, one thing that I noticed in the Battle Pass this season, like the skydive emotes, I'm really annoyed at this. I probably know. Like you only get 3 this season, 4 last season, and the Fuse one was in the free one, and the Valks. And all 3 of them this time at premium. So like even if you're obviously not everyone has the money to be able to go out and get
pay £8.
Obviously even if it's just a one-off payment, obviously you do.
I said to you, you get £8 you get to buy this season, and then last season when you hit 100 you get all the coins back. Yeah. To then be able to just buy the seasons for free, basically.
Yeah. So basically,
they're not making their money for Battle Pass after that.
No.
Because no one, unless they spend all their coins on stuff within inside the game.
Definitely.
You have to buy the Battle Pass back.
So it's like I bought the Valk outfit. Obviously, I had to buy extra Apex coins. Obviously, put in. So obviously, I didn't want to use my Battle Pass ones because like that's for my Battle Pass. I don't want to have to spend more money on
another season
when I shouldn't have to. Because I've already technically
But do you reckon the Battle Pass could do with an overhaul?
Expand.
Expand. Like, do you think like they should add more stuff? Maybe like change it up a bit more.
Yeah, like literally every
because it's literally
you're getting a weapon skin, you're getting a charm, and you're getting someone go, "Oh, look at me, I can fight," and it's.
But it's like then also thinking like, what else could they really throw in there?
A character unlock. They could have put a Valk unlock. Maybe like you're getting good character skins like the Rampart skin. I like that skin. I've unlocked it. I like the Wraith skin. I unlocked it. But obviously, like they should have put the Valk character being able to unlock because not everyone.
Maybe heirlooms.
Maybe obviously you need 250 for an heirloom.
150.
It's 150.
150.
So maybe once a season, you should get 50 heirloom shards.
So you want in there, exactly. Because obviously the battle pass currently, because there's no other way to buy them using those.
No. You have to have obviously like you're level 500. Obviously, you still have another heirloom shard, so you haven't got the octane heirloom that you want, the butterfly knife. But obviously, if I got an heirloom shard, I wouldn't spend it because it's not a legend that I use that I really want heirloom for. But it's like annoying because obviously you're 500 to play since the first
season.
It wasn't even a season.
Yeah,
But
it's literally like, it is one of those things, there's no other way to buy it other than buying Apex packs and hoping that you get that 0.1% chance of getting it. So maybe throwing in a couple of shards in every now and then.
Like you say, 50 shards in one season battle pass, 3 seasons you got an heirloom.
Yeah.
Technically.
Or if they're wanting to try and force people, because obviously we've got to remember it is free to play, they're trying to make money other ways. So if you want one of them, getting Apex packs is one way to make money.
Lower it, so 250 packs that you get instead of 500. Because literally, it's
the guaranteed one, yeah.
It's so annoying when you see a level 36 and they've got the heirloom, and you're like...
But is that down to the fact that originally the heirlooms were buyable, and then they're locked in behind these shards, which then I thought, great, the more chance of getting something, but yeah... Like I said, I leveled up another 200 and got nothing.
Exactly.
Hit 500, still got nothing. And like I said, it's hard to remember what kind of
packs
you got to even go on the tracker. Like it would be nice if it had like a little option on it saying like you will get a heirloom pack. You've opened this many packs.
Yeah, that would.
This is how many until you're guaranteed a heirloom. Because then that might entice people to go. I'm on 5 packs away. Might as well just buy 5 packs.
Yes.
And then I'm guaranteed one, and I might even in those 5 packs might chance one out.
So isn't like 1 pack's like 100 Apex coins?
Yeah.
So basically, even if you didn't have points, you'd buy the 7.99 pack, and you get 1,000, and then you'd be like, oh, even if you had 10, you obviously buy, and then you're guaranteed to get. Obviously, even if you buy one, open it. If you don't get one, and see, obviously you can buy one before, mightn't you? Because obviously 500 you're guaranteed. But you might get one before, so instead of wasting all the coins, you could just buy it like one back, like show them like that way.
But then there's also I think due to arenas, it doesn't seem to be getting as stale as quick for me. Because I know last season I was getting, I don't think it was last season, I think it's the season before, I was getting really bored of it. And I was the season before, I know, because obviously we were playing and I was like, oh my god, like there's, I think it was like 10 days left and I haven't hit 100 in the battle pass. And like I literally sat there just doing it just so I could like think for the next season. But this time it's like it doesn't feel as stale, it doesn't feel like it's getting boring as quick, and I think that's due to arenas kind of, you've got 2 game modes to jump between.
It's been like one of them where I have actually levelled up really fast, obviously I'm ahead of you in the battle pass.
Alright.
Just saying. But like that's because you've got 2 modes, so you can be like, do challenges there, do challenges here, unlock your stars. And like, just like one of them. Like, I don't think they should add any more levels, because that would be too much.
Well, no, they could.
But maybe, obviously, you go 100, 110, maybe have that 10 gap with...
oh, you mean the Battle Pass levels, yeah.
So the Battle Pass levels, it goes from 100 to
110. 110, yeah.
And you still only get a weapon skin.
Yeah, it's more to do with the fact that it's more of like a achievement of like, I reached the top whack level. It's kind of like here's a push for you.
Yeah.
Maybe that's another thing they could do actually then. Maybe have 120 as you get some heirloom shards if you reach 120 in the battle pass.
Like obviously there's meant to be we're going to finish this.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's meant to be a new event coming in. Obviously, apparently a new heirloom. Could be cryptos, could be revenants. That's what everyone's saying. It's revenants now. What's crypto going to be cryptos? Like, we don't know. But like, if they come out, like, will that heirloom be able to be unlocked or shards through like buying stuff? Like, could you buy like so much to be able to spice that heirloom like straight out, or not? Will that not be will be like an option for?
But like I said, heirlooms is one of those things where it's more of a like, I think that's where they're trying to make their money. Like, obviously, because
People buying. Like, I've watched videos
Apex packs just
where people are buying 500 Apex packs, and like they're spending probably around £100 to get.
But most of these will be.
They're all big YouTubers who obviously
make the money to do
exactly.
But then also, like we said about the gaming side of things, is these developers know who the YouTubers are. They'll know what their accounts are.
So they can just be like rigging.
Are they rigging it to give them the stuff so that people go, oh my god, look at that! Oh, I've got to go back to my Apex packs to get that.
Yeah.
Because obviously you've got to remember, like, yeah, they come across as like we're like making games, but they are.
It's like obviously legend tokens. Like, you need to find a way to spend them as legend.
Yeah, other than just the legend. So they weren't. I don't think they used to be called legend tokens. They used to be something called something else. Because they were used for other things than buying legends.
Maybe you could trade in, like 50,000.
Because
obviously, it's like 12,000 for a character.
Yeah.
Like, people have how many do you have?
390,000.
That's what I mean. So like 50,000, they should be able to buy Apex packs. Using them tokens, you've unlocked them tokens. You should get something out, because obviously, what you're gonna need, you're gonna earn more, and there's gonna be another. How many other legends they bring out, but you're still going to have more and more and more. So you're spending 12,500 at the end of a season, and it's like you can easily unlock 5 characters if you obviously don't have them in a season.
Yeah, but you were saying earlier, didn't you, about the maps? Like, we were just talking there, like, what World's Edge came out in season 3, then Olympus came out in season 7. So we're kind of on the verge of a new map. And when was Loba's challenge? What season was that?
Loba season 5.
Loba season 5. So was it
6?
So I wonder if it must have been season 5 or maybe season 6 when they did obviously the treasure hunt, which then obviously, once you finished it, turned out to be Ash, and then she was talking about Olympus. So it was like, what, a season later Olympus came out, or 2 seasons later Olympus came out.
Like,
and now they're talking about another place. So is that another place that's going to be a map?
Maybe.
Will that be a season 10 map? Will it be a season 11?
Or maybe, like, with it being season 10, obviously it's a big number. Like, it's double figures.
Yeah, well, like, if we compare back to Fortnite, when they reached season 10,
they done chapters, didn't they?
They'd stopped, closed it for a day, opened back up as season 2. Season 2, chapter 2, season 1.
Yeah.
Chapter 2, season 2. Like, instead of going up, so, like, obviously we've kind of seen a little change in how Apex are doing stuff. They've gone Apex Legacy rather than season 9. But everyone's saying season 9, but they're calling it Legacy. So are we now going to start seeing names rather than numbers?
Maybe.
But doesn't that make it a little bit harder though as well? Because then you have to find names for stuff.
They're probably, like I said last time, of the podcast, like, they've literally got lined up. They probably know what they've got.
Yeah. I say, like, they'll be testing out new maps now. Because I think World's Edge was getting tested way back when the game launched. Like, as soon as they'd launched, like, we need to make a new map. Because obviously they were listening to the community and they were like, we want a snow map, we want this. Like, I was hoping, when it first launched, I was hoping for some of the maps from the Titanfall series to pop up. And when they mentioned snow, I was thinking about the one back in Titanfall 1. I was like, oh my god, like it was a cityscape. I was like, oh my god, that's going to be amazing. And it never came. We got a cityscape-ish one. Well, yeah. But
So yeah, so it's a good season, but it's obviously not as it could have
it's
been.
not. Yeah, it's
Not as what as they expected.
it's not getting as stale as thought it would be, because obviously you've got to think it's been 9 seasons. It's been 2.5 years now since it's been out. But yeah, but we'll end it there because we're about to run out of time on the clock. So thanks for listening, and we shall see you on the next one.
Bye.